You still can't read my poker face, Lady Gaga. Oh. Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing Lady Gaga's Chromatica. This is the latest LP from American singer, songwriter, and producer Lady Gaga, one of the most glamorous and influential pop artists from the late 2000s into the early 2010s. Actually, I was still so young at the time of her initial rise to fame. Looking back on it now, I realize why Gaga was appealing in more than just the sense of her music. It goes without saying, a lot of her early singles were my demographic's first exposure to sexualized music videos. Still tasteful and full of artistic vision that I can only appreciate more as time has passed and I have matured, hopefully. Plus, how can you not love the songs Poker Face, Paparazzi, Bad Romance, the list goes on. As Gaga herself aged with time, she also grew out of her dance pop past. 2016 saw the release of Joanne, a notable deviation from what most would come to expect from the songstress. Gaga dipped her toes in country and alt-rock, really just a well-thought-out and put-together album from start to finish. Now, 6 albums in and A Star Is Born later, we're back here with Chromatica, and it is a return in the way of it being a dance pop return as well. The lead single, Stupid Love, recaptures the glitzy and glossy production that many Gaga fans would recognize with her song Do What You Want. Unfortunately, not reinventing the wheel, but still catchy. However, my biggest concerns for this album developed after listening to the second single, Rain on Me. This is a collaboration with fellow pop star Ariana Grande. Admirable vocal chemistry between the two. I was just wary of the conventional beat drop on this track, and now it's like my worst fears have been confirmed with this album's full release. I don't know, there's just not much here that I wasn't getting from Gaga before in the past that was already done better. And granted, she's not an artist who's fully solidified as a consistent album type artist. Gaga's singles usually overshadow on that front. But boy, I still can't help but to feel like my sanity went out the window with this album Chromatica. For starters, a track on here like Free Woman clocks in and out before we're even at the midway point of its runtime. Keep in mind, I normally check out by the first measure of the EDM beat drop. It's just so tired, it's so limp, it makes me feel like Chris Martin lent Gaga a version of Coldplay's A Sky Full of Stars, and subsequently she repackaged it into an even more tedious and dull song. It does not challenge me, it does not compel me to listen in the slightest. Another track that doesn't interest me in the slightest is the closer, Babylon, which Gaga's lower register vocals that she uses many times on this record, they are reminiscent of Pet Shop Boys on this last track here, but pair that with like the most basic and lame saxophone melody I've heard in my life, it's not a good mix. And then when we're talking about the song Fun Tonight, it's like Lady Gaga went out of her way to make this song anything but fun sonically. What is the chorus on this? I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling with you. It's a shame, because this song, you can tell it's coming from a dark place emotionally and mentally, and it's making references to Gaga's older work, yet just not with the same conviction or weight like her older work. The songwriting, the melodies on here, not that good. Sadly, even outside inspirations of Daft Punk can't seem to put things back on course for Chromatica either. The song Plastic Doll interpolates Technologic, sounding all futuristic and AI-like, or at least trying to, because the chorus melody on Plastic Doll is replaced with a really grating performance. By the time I get around to like the third chorus on this song, I'm just sick of it. I find it more of a nuisance than anything else. I also believe this album fails to capitalize on good ideas to start a song, for example on the track Enigma. Lady Gaga is digging real deep on this song, and it sounds really good. Like her voice, she's getting every ounce of vigor that she can have have on that pre-chorus. It's just when that beat drop comes in, I can't help but to feel like I'm checking out, I can't stay, I can't listen to this. The instrumental is just so inconsequential, which I don't get, and this probably frustrates me more than others, but I feel like with a song of Enigma, it should be easily pointing towards Gaga's influence on an artist like Dua Lipa, yet Gaga's writing on here has no memorable factor, has no Lady Gaga flair, anything of note. Same with the song Replay. It's like we're getting boring B-sides of future nostalgia, yet we all know Lady Gaga is influencing Dua Lipa. There's almost a point on this record that I feel like we don't even have Lady Gaga herself on here. She sounds like she's just phoning it in on the song 1000 Doves. You could replace her with just about any A or B list pop star, and I couldn't tell the difference. Now, I would say I am embarrassed for the Elton John collaboration if it wasn't actually one of the few highlights on Chromatica. Sine from Above, a clever pun on sine waves there. I do appreciate Elton's inclusion to drive home this stardom narrative and how things might not be as peachy as we perceive stars in the limelight. The religious themes as well, there's something to dig into. Also, Sine from Above is just one of the more urgent and deservingly so compositions on this album, even with its breakbeat ending. Thankfully, not all is lost with Chromatica. There are a few other compliments I can give to this album, like the interludes. They are very majestic, I can admit that. Now, while all three of them don't necessarily point towards the sonic direction that this album takes, it's still nice to hear some decent segues into songs that don't feel forced. They actually feel like they were carefully placed before the songs that merit their treatment. In fact, one of the only deep cuts I can appreciate on this album, 911, has one of those interludes preceding it. It seamlessly transitions. Again, a futuristic and AI version of Gaga is back, but I enjoy this a lot more, and I think that has a lot to do with the Madeon co-production and co-writing. Tolerable moments on Chromatica can be found as well. This album begins with Alice. There's a solid hook on here. My name isn't Alice, but I'll keep looking for Wonderland. Sour Candy with Blackpink. I like the bass line on there. I like Lady Gaga's contributions. They are the most respectable parts of this track. I could just go without Blackpink. They don't really add much engagement or stimulation to this track. Overall, with Chromatica, I think it's safe to say I didn't enjoy this one. Just way too sanitized with the production. It cleanses away any sense of personality. Either that, or this album just didn't dare to veer far from the pop song formula. I feel like every song on here just ends up being a lot more predictable than I would have hoped. Adding insult to injury, we have safe and soulless beat drops that just make me want to pound my head off of concrete, and all of this unfortunately comes at the cost of being one of Lady Gaga's more emotionally dark and lyrically sad albums. Like, she genuinely breaks down the fake plastic exterior to reveal the damaged and vulnerable interior. To me personally though, this album sounds like it was repackaged into a mediocre, at best, commercial pop album. Yeah, I can really only see myself returning to a handful of songs, and it is weird because as much as Lady Gaga was an enigma during the early part of her career, she's now sounding like she's at a crossroads and is playing catch-up with her contemporaries. Once ahead of the curve with albums like Art Pop and The Fame, Lady Gaga is now behind the game. I'm feeling a 4 out of 10 on this, yeah. Unfavorable. And there you have it. There is the Lady Gaga album review. Make sure you sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this music. I can guarantee that many people will enjoy this more than I am. But hey, I can't please everybody here. I'm just giving you my honest thoughts. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, I'd appreciate that very much. As always, thanks for watching, and have a rockin' day.